Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For a radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also, those joining us through our affiliates at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music, we're glad you all could be with us as well. Among other things, September is recognized as Cholesterol Awareness Month, and while there are many treatment options for those living with high LDL or bad cholesterol, some are easier to access than others. Here to talk to us more about that, we're excited to welcome preventative cardiologist Dr. Seth Baum. He's going to not only talk to you guys about what you all need to know about LDL cholesterol, but also where you can go for more information as well. Dr. Baum, thank you again for the time. Really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Well, this is an important topic, especially here in the South, where it seems like we end up on the top of all the wrong lists, cholesterol being one of those, Dr. Baum. So can you discuss with us how high LDL or bad cholesterol can increase a person's risk for a heart attack or stroke?
Absolutely. So the first thing to understand and to recognize is that heart disease remains the number one killer in the United States. So we need to do whatever we can to avert a heart attack or a stroke or cardiovascular death. And it turns out LDL, or what we dub the bad cholesterol, is a major driver of plaque in the arteries. So it blocks the arteries. It causes stroke and heart attack and cardiovascular death, as I said. So we need to know our LDL numbers. That's number one. Then we need to speak with our doctors about reducing our LDL and therapeutic lifestyle changes, meaning diet, exercise, maintaining optimal weight, key. But oftentimes we need medications as well. So we have a lot of medications. We have different therapies available. But the problem is that insurers are blocking access to a lot of the newer medications, making it very challenging for patients to access the medications that their doctors have prescribed.
And that's why, again, this topic is so important for us to discuss, not only the issue of bad cholesterol or LDL, but also the importance of access. So why are patients having so much difficulty then, Dr. Baum, accessing the care that they need?
Yeah, so the insurance companies have constructed these very powerful barriers. If you look at the PCSK9 inhibitors, that drug class that was FDA approved in 2015, and in my view is the greatest lipid-lowering advance in 30 years, we've had problems with accessing the medication for the right patients since the inception. Recent data show that 90% of prescriptions for PCSK9 inhibitors are actually denied by the insurers. And the Family Heart Foundation published a very important paper in a major scientific journal that demonstrated that, number one, these barriers are being constructed and are being used against patients who should be on the medication. And number two, those people who are not getting their medication and are having excess heart attack and stroke and other cardiovascular events. The other thing is that there's an urgency that this can occur within months of not lowering your LDL. There is an absolute urgency to reduce LDL quickly and effectively.
That, again, is why we're glad that we have you here to talk about that. So if our audience does find themselves in a situation where they do have an issue with LDL or bad cholesterol, Dr. Baum, and find themselves having difficulty accessing the care, do you have any advice for them as to how they can navigate the health coverage challenge that they face?
I definitely do. So first of all, it's important never to give up. It's important to understand that the patient has the loudest voice and you need to use it. So call the insurance company. Speak with your doctor. Encourage your doctor to do everything imaginable to be able to get you the medication he or she has prescribed. Call the state insurance commissioner if necessary. And then there's the Family Heart Foundation and the LDLSafeZone.org website that are great resources for patients to help them understand more about LDL and the importance of LDL reduction, and also to access the medications that your physicians have prescribed.
With some important information and timely, definitely for our audience. Again, everyone, Dr. Seth Baum has been our guest. As I recognize, September is Cholesterol Awareness Month, so this conversation is definitely important. And you heard Dr. Baum give that website out as well as ldlsafezone.org, ldlsafezone.org. For those joining us on the radio side, we will put it on our Facebook page. For those joining us via our podcast, we'll make sure that we put it in the notes. Dr. Baum, thank you again for the time. Really do appreciate the information.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of a Music and You segment here at WYAD. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let us go make today amazing. Take care.